Stop. Before you take one step inside those iron gates, you need to know the truth. To 90% of the people walking down Las Ramblas right now, La Boqueria is just a background for a selfie. They see the colors, they buy a cup of overpriced fruit, and they leave. They think they've seen it. They are wrong. This isn't just a market. This is a cathedral of food, built on top of a burned-down monastery. A place where secrets are traded like currency and where the best chefs in Barcelona fight over the morning catch. Today, we are not just visiting. We are hacking La Boqueria. I'm going to show you the hidden symbols in the architecture, the stalls that have survived civil wars, and the exact spot locals go to eat, and more importantly, the tourist traps you need to avoid. Welcome to the belly of Barcelona. Look up. Before you enter, look at that stained glass arch. It's iconic, right? But do you see the shield at the very top? It's the crest of Barcelona, but it's sitting on something strange. That is the skin of a goat. Why? Because the name Boqueria holds a dirty secret. Legend says the name comes from the Catalan word times boc asterisk, meaning goat. Centuries ago, this wasn't a fancy roofed market. It was a dirty, chaotic, open field outside the city walls where farmers sold goat meat. But there's a darker theory. Some historians say Boqueria comes from times Badaqueria times, meaning gaping mouth, because in the 1200s, grand parades passed by here, leaving peasants with their mouths wide open in awe. But here's the craziest part. You are standing on holy ground that was burned to ash. Until 1835, this was the convent of St. Joseph. In a wave of anti-clerical riots, the people burned the convent down. Instead of rebuilding the church, the city said, let's eat. They built this iron structure influenced by the Eiffel Tower era right on top of the ruins. So as we walk in, remember, we are walking on the ashes of history. Okay, we're in. Boom. Color explosion. This is the Instagram zone. But here is your first lesson in Market Economics 101. Do not buy here. The stalls at the main entrance pay the highest rent in the entire market. To cover that rent, that cup of mango is going to cost you double what it costs 50 steps that way. These stalls are beautiful, yes. They are designed to catch the tourists who are too scared to go deep. But look at the arrangement. It's a psychological trick. The red fruits are often placed at eye level to trigger hunger. We're going to push past the wall of fruit. We're looking for the real treasure. Keep walking. Notice how the floor changes? It's slippery. That's a mix of melted ice, fish residue, and history. Watch your step. Now, smell that? That nutty, salty, fatty aroma? That is the smell of money. We are in the jamon sector. Here is a hook for you. Look at the hoof. If the hoof is white, keep walking. If the hoof is black, stop. The pata negra black hoof means the pig was an Iberian breed, likely free range, eating acorns. It's the difference between a Toyota and a Ferrari. Watch the cutter. This is an art form. They aren't just slicing, they are reading the muscle. A machine-cut slice ruins the fat texture. A hand-cut slice melts on your tongue. There is a stall here where the family has been selling ham since before the TV was invented. Ask them for balota. It means acorn. It will cost you, but it will ruin all other ham for you forever. We are now entering the center circle, the heart of the market. This is the fish section. In the old days, this was the loudest place in Barcelona. Fishmongers, mostly women with incredible lungs, would scream the prices across the aisles. Look at this chaos. Fresh razor clams that are still moving, lobsters fighting in the tanks. But here is a curiosity most people miss. Look at the iron pillars holding up the roof in this section. They are thinner here. Why? To maximize visibility. In the 1800s, buyers needed to see the shine of the fish scales from a distance to judge freshness. If you see a local grandma arguing with a fishmonger, watch closely. She is checking the eyes. Clear eyes mean caught today. Cloudy eyes mean yesterday. The chefs of Barcelona's Michelin-star restaurants come here at 7 a.m. By the time you arrive at noon, the absolute best stuff is gone. But what's left is still better than anything you'll find in a supermarket. Let's go deeper into the shadows. There is a stall here called Times Bolets Petraz Asterisk. It is legendary. They call the owner the Mushroom King. He supplies the most expensive restaurants in the city. He travels the world to find fungi that look like they came from Mars. And right nearby, look for the egg stall. It's not just chicken eggs, ostrich eggs, emu eggs, gull eggs. It's a reminder that La Boqueria isn't just for tourists, it's a laboratory for chefs. If an ingredient exists on planet Earth, you can probably find someone here who can get it for you. Okay, walking has made us hungry. Now we face the ultimate Boqueria challenge, getting a seat. There are two legendary names here, asterisk El Quim de la Boqueria Times and the Spirit of Times Bar Pinoxo asterisk. At El Quim, the signature dish is fried eggs with baby squid. It sounds weird, it tastes like heaven, but here is the secret rule of the market bars. There is no line, you have to be a hawk. You stand behind someone who looks like they are finishing their coffee. You hover. The second they move, you slide in. No hesitation. If you wait to be seated, you will starve. And look at the waiters. They are dressed like classic waiters, bow ties, vests. In the middle of this chaos, they maintain elegance. That is the Barcelona spirit. Most tourists turn around and go back out to Las Ramblas. Mistake. We are going out the back door into the Raval neighborhood. Look at the floor one last time. See the logo of the market? It's a modern design, proving that while this place is old, it's constantly evolving. La Boqueria is crowded. It is loud. It can be expensive. But is it a tourist trap? Only if you let it be. If you come early, if you talk to the vendors, if you eat the baby squid and buy the black hoof ham, it is still the beating heart of Barcelona. So, grab a fork, bring your cash, and don't be afraid to try the weird stuff. Barcelona tastes better when you're brave. Thanks for walking with me. Now, go eat. But we need to go deeper. If you stop looking at the food as products and start looking at it as human behavior, La Boqueria becomes a fascinating laboratory. First, look at the architecture of eating. Notice the bars have no tables, only counters. This acts as a sociological equalizer. In a restaurant, you are isolated in a private bubble. Here, the barriers collapse. A millionaire in a suit sits on a stool next to a construction worker covered in dust. They are eating the same chickpeas, elbows touching. In this moment, the hierarchy of the city dissolves. The food democratizes us. Now, walk past the stall selling internal organs, the tripe, the sheep heads. You might recoil, but this is the history of class struggle on a plate. For centuries, the rich ate the prime cuts, the working class got the scraps. But Catalan culture is genius. They didn't just boil these parts, they elevated them with complex sauces. When you see a pig's ear here, you are looking at culinary resistance, how poverty forced creativity that eventually conquered the palates of the rich. Observe the psychology of abundance. Have you noticed that no stall is ever half empty? Even at closing time, vendors stack fruit in precarious pyramids. This is a hack for your lizard brain. Evolution wired us to feel anxiety when we see scarcity. An empty shelf triggers fear. An overflowing shelf triggers safety. They aren't just displaying food, they are signaling survival. Finally, listen to the noise. It isn't random. Sociologists call this acoustic trust. A silent market feels dead and suspicious. The shouting, the clattering of plates, the chopping, this audio chaos is actually a comfort signal. It tells your biology that the product is moving, the food is fresh, and the system is alive. Supermarkets are quiet and lonely. Here, every bite is a connection.
La vita di没有开车这样子比较